Hey everyone, welcome back. Today marks the return of Jeff Hodes, arguably one of the most notorious personalities I've featured on this channel. Pair him with a defendant who refuses to own up to his mistakes and a Karen determined to prioritize self-medicating over her probation requirements, and you've got the setup for some truly ridiculous courtroom moments. Before we dive in, I want to give a special shout out to the two creators who stepped in while I was out, cooling with Colin and Hutch from Sovereign Citizen Encounters, as well as to all of you for your patience and support during my recovery. We've got plenty of absurdity to get through today, so let's jump right in.
This is 24 RO09007. Mr. Sutton, your ticket was issued for improper passing back on the 26th of November, 8:29 in the morning, southbound I-75 near Lincoln. You've got three options in this matter. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
With those choices, it would be admit with explanation.
Okay, and what is your explanation, please?
It would be kind of hard to explain it. Is there any way that I could flip my camera around and show you? Hold on 1 second. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. All right. So this is 11 Mile. This is the on-ramp. This is me. Basically, when I got on the on-ramp, you got cars that were cutting across the two lines, cutting in traffic. Then I saw a cop car and a car in front of it, which I thought the dude was broke down and he was just sitting there waiting, because, how sometimes the officers sit there while cars are broke down, because whatever. So I come up and I gently just kind of went around him because the on-ramp was clear to go on and I was going to 696 westbound. So I would have stayed in this lane, and apparently he didn't like that and he came after me.
But you drove on the shoulder, did you not?
Like a foot, not even.
So, you drove on the shoulder, then? It doesn't really matter whether it was barely, slightly, or completely, the outcome is the same. By doing so, you violated MCL 257.6372, which clearly states that a driver may not overtake or pass another vehicle on the right by leaving the paved or main traveled portion of the road. Legally speaking, this means you broke the law and committed a civil
Said you have all these cars cutting across the lane. I thought it was a broke down situation because you got cars cutting across double lines into traffic behind him, and it was wide open in front of him. So at first I thought that was a situation between them two cars, the officer and the other car. And like I said, I come up the ramp, I was sitting there, then I was like, okay, is this guy broke down or what? And no one was moving, so I needed to go straight. And that's kind of what I did. I mean, obviously, an officer sitting there, I ain't going to be like, hey, let me break the law in front of him. But that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what happened. You simply can't drive on a shoulder.
Right, but driving on the shoulder, 4 tires, that's one thing.
Driving on the shoulder is one thing, and that's the only one thing. It doesn't matter if there's 1 tire or 4. You can't drive on the shoulder.
Okay, but how can you have other cars crossing double lines then?
Sometimes you have to wait.
Explain that.
I can explain that this is your third ticket in a year.
Where that has nothing to do with improper lane change. Even the officer car was across the line, so he was improper to begin with. So how was
Mr. Sutton? Are you admitting or denying?
I told you that,
and I understood that you said yes. You admitted responsibility. You rightly admitted responsibility. The fine is $130. It can be paid online, by mail, or you can pay it at the courthouse counter.
And what's the points on this?
That's between you and the Secretary of State. The court doesn't give the points. I can tell you.
I revoke I'm not guilty. I'm claiming it.
I always appreciate it when body cam footage is available during these hearings. It helps connect everything being said with real visual evidence, giving clear support to one side or the other. So, let's check it out.
Cop was over 2 lines. He was between these 2 yellow lines. And why is because there's two lines you ain't supposed to cross when you get on the on-ramp. People are already crossing it. I told the officer when I got out, look at all these people cutting across. How am I supposed to know what you guys are doing? And he, like the officer said, you are responsible for your own actions. Exactly. I safely cruised around him. I didn't fly around him. I did like 2 miles per hour, just creeped around him, thinking that car in front of him was broken down.
If you want the hearing, you'll have to stop talking so we can start it. Raise your right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
The officer will testify first.
All right. Thank you, Magistrate. On November 26th, approximately 8:29 in the morning, I was in unmarked car 805. I was dispatched to a call on westbound 696 as there was a heavy traffic backup due to large spill of dirt, probably from some sort of commercial grade vehicle. Traffic because of this was incredibly backed up on southbound I-75. I was on the on-ramp from southbound Stevenson, which is essentially, it's considered the 11-mile on-ramp, but it's the start of the on-ramp basically starts just now north of 4th. And I was fully within my lane. There was cars in front of me trying to merge over into the stop lane of traffic. Prior to the construction, that on-ramp lane continued as one continuous lane to 696. However, since everything's been constructed and redone, it no longer does that. It merges onto actual lanes of traffic and does not continue as one continuous lane. I was waiting for my traffic to clear so that I could continue forward and also merge over. While I'm waiting, the vehicle driven by Mr. Sutton, which was a 2013 black Jeep Grand Cherokee, drove past me almost completely on the shoulder, not by just a couple of feet, but almost completely. If I am allowed to admit into evidence, I would like to admit my dash camera video into evidence to further support my testimony.
Okay, can you play that now?
Yes. Give me one moment to get everything pulled up.
No? Yes? That is, unless you're hoping to tack on criminal contempt to your civil infraction. Honestly, Judge Chisholm is actually fascinating to watch. Once he's done with someone, he's done. He'll remove you from the hearing, whether it's to shield you from your own outburst or just to save the rest of us from the noise. That said, he did have a pretty entertaining exchange with the officer right after the defendant was escorted out.
Are you able to see it?
Yes.
Okay. Magistrate, would you like to see that again?
Please.
Magistrate, further, I would like to add in testimony that I had no rear lights on to indicate that I was behind any traffic that was disabled or anything. As my video clearly shows, I was within my lane of traffic, merely waiting for vehicles that, again, were within their lane, attempting to merge over into a merged lane into basically what was equivalent of stopped traffic in southbound I-75. Let me pull up this again. All right, can you see me again?
Yes.
Share. Okay. All right. I have no further to add.
Mr. Sutton, you saw the film?
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's sped up, by the way, because the officer
Did you
was
see
sitting
the
there for a
film,
good
sir?
minute. Yes, I see the film, but
Did you
as
see
I
the
asked,
vehicle
it
on
sped up.
Did you see the vehicle on the ramp?
The
Did you
vehicle
see
that was
the-
in front of him, yes.
You had told me that you only had one wheel over on the shoulder.
That's what it looked like to me.
Well,
and I went
did you
around
see,
him.
did you just see the video that showed all your entire vehicle driving down the shoulder?
Yes, I did. But as I said, he was sitting there with no lights on, no nothing. Is that video sped up? Because I
It's
waited for a
time.
good minute before he even moved.
Mr. Sutton, your testimony
Then,
isn't true.
what do
The
you mean? Is
picture
it
shows you
true?
drove through on the shoulder. You had said
I never said I
repeatedly-
didn't.
Yes, you
I
did. You
never
said
said
you
I
only had
didn't drive
one
on the
tire
shoulder.
kind of on it.
I said I was a couple foot over the line with the right
We're in a
side.
couple feet. It was the entire vehicle. Pay your ticket. We're done. Man.
Real quick, does he have his back view? Because I would love to see that. So you can
You know,
see
I
what
would
was
just
seeing.
like to have you stop talking.
No.
I'm really glad that body cams are now being used widely across the country, helping either to clear or hold our public servants accountable. Moving on, our next case features a Karen who consistently prioritizes her weed habit over everything else, even her own freedom.
I don't need a back view. You can tell from the front exactly where I am and exactly how I am. You don't get to just drive around people. He doesn't get it. He didn't get it there. He doesn't get it now. That video doesn't make it any more clear.
It couldn't be any more clear. Back view. We don't need it. He repeatedly said just one tire, a couple feet. And not only that, the rate at which he drove past you could have given rise to another ticket.
If that was sped up, then like you can clearly see, you can see the timestamp right on it. Everything is going at exactly the same time.
Real time.
Yes. There's no change whatsoever in that.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, I figured you'd like it.
Yeah.
I think if you would have actually played the YouTube back to him of him repeatedly saying, I just had one tire, he still would have denied that too.
Yes.
For sure.
I love these dash cameras. I love these body cameras. I have nothing to hide. They are a phenomenal tool. They only make my job easier and they only back up my credibility.
Say for him. People can make an allegation and it's hard to unring the bell. When you've got it on film, there was a case not so long ago about an allegation of a prisoner in the back of a vehicle said that police officers stopped when they were bringing her to the station and committed all kinds of nefarious acts on her. They had the film timed and it showed her the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And the allegations that she made against those two men were criminal acts
Yes.
and could have resulted in them going to prison.
Mm-hmm. I sure hope she was charged because all too often I find administrators not willing to charge for false report.
That's a felony.
Yes, it is.
If you don't have the funds to face the consequences of your criminal actions, maybe the best advice is not to commit a crime in the first place. And even if you do have the money, there's no excuse for being a dishonest.
Versus Dawn Crow, it's file 23-42445-SM, also set for a probation violation today. We have Ms. Crow with us. All right, I do see Ms. Crow. Ms. Crow, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. Excuse me. You are charged with a probation violation. The allegation made against you is that you are non-compliant with your probation in that you failed to complete the retail fraud class, the work camp days, to report for the month of July, pay fines and costs and test as required. You have previously had a technical violation back in May in that you failed to complete the economic crime class, 3 work camp days, and pay your fines and costs, and your probation was extended. The recommendation for today is that you extend probation 3 more months, do community service in place of the work camp due to moving downstate. Do you understand the nature of the allegation made against you?
Yes, sir.
You understand the recommendation?
Yes, sir.
How do you want to resolve this matter?
I would like her to extend my probation just because I did move downstate. I do have a job, so I'm trying to pay everything off. I actually am sitting in the hospital right now. I had to have emergency surgery last night.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But I did move down here so I could at least work and try to pay everything off.
All right. The recommendation is not only that you pay stuff off, but that you do some community service work instead of the work camp days. So the work camp is typically here in Otsego County. Community service work could be at a nonprofit or a community service organization where you're living at, but it would need to be additional things to be done. Are you going to be able to do that down there?
Yes, sir. There's actually a Salvation Army and a Goodwill down here that I could definitely volunteer at.
All right. You're going to need to talk about that with your probation officer ahead of time.
No, sir. Do I still have to drug test because there's no this substance abuse issue with my case at all?
Ms. Hill, what is your thought?
Your Honor, I leave that up to you. Ms. Crow has not done well on probation at all. She's not calling the testing line. She hasn't tested. The only reason she's getting another chance right now is because she called me, said she got a job and that she's doing better. This is her last shot. Her next time that she comes before you, I'm requesting jail.
Can I respond to that, Your Honor?
Yep.
I have been calling the testing line. I have been doing the testing line online every day. The reason why I have not been able to test is because it's $45 every time I test, and I owe the testing facilities almost $120. I'm not made of money. I pay my child support $300 a month. I have a $260 car payment and $120 insurance payment. I am trying to get a place of my own, which is another $900. I'm not made of money. I do not have the money.
You know, you'd probably have the money if you took a break from smoking weed for a while. Then, you could find other ways to manage your autism without spending so much on
self-medication. But I have been calling the testing line. And on reporting this month, the reason why I missed reporting is because I was at work. I have been working my tail off. I called to report when I realized that I missed it.
Okay, Ms. Crow, who made you do the retail fraud third degree?
Nobody made me do it, Your Honor.
So you got yourself in this mess, right?
You're right. I was retarded.
Agreed.
I should have known. I should have put it back. It was a big mistake. I have never stole anything else in my entire life.
Okay.
And
so,
I never will.
And good. I'm glad to hear that. As a result of that, Judge Cooper, back in October of last year, gave you a court order, which was to do certain things.
And I understand.
You've not done those things. And so it's a little hard for me to understand why I should take things off of your plate that the judge ordered when you haven't done them.
I understand that, but
I understand that life is hard sometimes and life is expensive sometimes.
But why am I being drug tested when there's no substance issue with my case whatsoever?
What kind of a store did you go into to steal from?
It was a sex shop, and I stole fuzzy handcuffs.
It says the Fantasies Smoke Shop.
It was a sex store, Your Honor. The smoke shop is a porn store.
I wasn't the one who sentenced you, so I can't tell you why the judge put that in place. All I can tell you is the judge did put it in place, and you've not been doing it.
Because, Your Honor, she will violate me. I admit I smoke marijuana for my autism. It is the only medication I am on, and I told her this. And
So what doctor prescribed marijuana for autism?
it's not prescribed, it's recreational. It's the only thing that helps.
How do you know that?
Because I've been on multiple medications, Your Honor. I have been on almost every ADHD medication that is known to man. I was a guinea pig for a very long time. When I take 2 hits, I can finally feel normal. I can function.
Now you can feel stoned is what you can feel.
Your Honor, it's not like that. It's recreational for me. I don't do it all the time.
Do you understand what recreational means?
It's because I don't have a medical card. That's why it's recreational. If I had a medical card, it'd be medicine.
You're telling me you're using it for medicinal purposes, but you have no doctor that's prescribed it. I've never heard of marijuana being used for autism.
$275. It's $275 to go get a medical card.